major player. If it goes wrong, I'm a dead man. What kind of compensation? Fine, but I want guarantees.
We need to know the person on the other end of that call.
I'll do my best, but the equipment Dr. Devlin used to record his calls...
Okay, but just do what you can. This is it.
Maybe.
What do you mean, maybe? You heard risk and compensation. You said a major player. Devlin's a dead man if things go wrong. What else could he be talking about except to hit on Sonny?
Devlin was involved in a lot of illegal activity. He could have been talking about anything to anybody.
Except it's not anybody. It's Claudia. I would bet my life on that.
Okay, I think I've got something.
If I agree to this, I expect you to have my back.
That's Claudia. Okay, come on. I need more.
Well, unfortunately, there is no more. As I previously indicated, Devlin recorded his calls on rudimentary equipment. Frankly, I'm constantly surprised
Okay,
at the way...
Spinelli, I know that this is Claudia, so how do we prove that?
Perhaps Stone Cold isn't listening, or maybe I'm just not saying what he wants to hear. There aren't enough words to extrapolate a voice.
See, I'm not going to accept that. So you need to loop it, extend it. You need to do whatever it takes to match that woman's voice to Claudia. Now.
I'm sorry, but is Stone Cold asking me to frame Mr. Sir's wife for a crime that we can't prove she committed?
Are you kidding? She committed it. She ordered the hit. It went wrong. Michael got shot. What's the problem here?
The problem is gut instinct does not constitute real proof. And tailoring evidence to support what is but a theory is most dishonorable. And if that is indeed what you're asking me to do, I'm sorry, but I find it alarming.
When does Claudia start to pay for what she's done? Never?
With all due respect, Stone Cold's hatred for Vixenella is clouding his judgment. Clearly evidenced by what you're asking me to do. Maybe you just need to step back and think about that. Today, I've uncovered no hard evidence that corroborates your belief that Claudia has anything to do with Michael's shooting, yet you continue to ascribe evil intent. Why?
Because Claudia is evil. She got Michael shot and turned around and married his father.
Vixenella is undeniably dark and damaged, but that's not all that she is. I mean, she's been kind to me and she shows genuine...
I can't even believe that you're falling for this. That's an act. That's why she gets away with stuff, Spinelli.
Or the answer is simple and she's innocent. Okay, I'm worried for my friend. I have never seen you so relentless in an unjustified attack.
Claudia's guilty.
And what are you basing that supposed knowledge on other than intense personal dislike?
Why don't you stop psychoanalyzing me and help me prove what I already know to be true?
I stand ready to serve as always, and I will provide appropriate cyber assistance, but I am not going to frame Claudia.
Fine. That's fine. Then I don't need your help. You can just leave.
Mere disagreement.
I said go! I'm sorry.
No, you're angry. Because you think Spinelli may be right.
Okay, we just went through all of Ian Devlin's patient files.
Every CD, DVD, audio recording, no trace of anything questionable. If Ian was involved with anything, he didn't bring it here.
Okay, I'd like to go through the file myself. If you don't mind, you might have missed something that I'm broken list.
It's like this, Jason. We really want to help you. We're willing to bend the rules a little bit, but we cannot ignore patients' rights. I mean, these are confidential files.
Hey, Robin, I don't care about medical histories.
But you're looking through your medical history. You understand our dilemma here.
No, I get that, but you don't understand that I need to find the evidence that places the blame on the right people for Michael's shooting.
We do understand that you want to set the record straight on that, but you might also want to consider the answers you want may not be here.
Oh, I'm not even going to ask. FYI, I finally convinced maintenance to do its job, and they're going to be cleaning out the lost and found down in the staff locker room. So if you think you might have something down there, I suggest you go and claim it before it's garbage.
Thanks.
My t-shirt.
What t-shirt?
My favorite t-shirt that I lost. Maybe I left it on the bench and somebody picked it up.
Devlin's locker. What happened to the contents?
This is a joke. Nothing's legal.
Well, if they were labeled, then they wouldn't be lost, would they?
Oh, you can't tell me if anything came from Ian's locker?
You know what? The last time I saw that T-shirt is before Emma was born. We were on the bench for a little afternoon delight, and I think I
have
left.
no idea what you're talking about.
You do so. You hated that T-shirt. Reminded you of my wild, crazy college days.
Wait, Jason, get this.
Change your clothes. Cash. And...
There you go. Right around the time of Michael's shooting. Perfect.
Well, I'm really sorry you didn't find what you were looking for.
I want you to look for discs between March 28th and April 4th. Here.
Jason, hey, look at me. I'm worried about you just like Spinelli is.
You know what? I don't have time to talk about this right now.
Okay, but what if the conversations on the CDs aren't about the hit on Sonny at all? Or what if Ian's accomplice turns out to be someone other than Claudia? Are you willing to let that go? Or are you going to keep going after Claudia?
Look, I know that Claudia did this.
Okay, I'm asking you to ask yourself, what if your instincts are wrong? What if we cannot prove that Claudia did this and we can't prove anybody did it? Are you willing to walk away from this? Jason, is this about avenging Michael or is it about getting Claudia?
Shipment negotiation. You don't have to stay.
I want to stay.
Why? So you can make sure that I don't frame Claudia.
I know you're not going to do that. But I am worried about you.
March 31st. Just trying to find the truth.
Well, I mean, the truth may not always be what you want or expect.
You didn't waste any time, did you?
And why are we here?
On Friday at 7 p.m., Sonny is expecting a shipment of coffee. He'll be here to sign off on it. It's all very legit.
How'd you know this?
I know.
I'll have at least 2 bodyguards.
No, the custom inspectors will be here so he can sign off on it in person. He can't risk having guards around.
I can do this.
Good. Then we're agreed. Sonny dies on Friday.
Okay, come here. I'm listening to this again.
Okay.
Because you're more objective than I am.
All right, okay. Well, I'm going to treat this like any other case, just so you know. I'm only going to go by the facts that we have. All right. We have a CD, hand-labeled, March 31st, a bag full of money and clothes and cash that obviously was Devlin's, came from General Hospital, a bunch of
Okay, just
business
tell me
conversations.
I'm not hearing what I just want to hear, that this actually proves that Claudia got Michael shot.
You didn't waste any time, did you?
And why are we here?
At 7 p.m., Sonny is expecting a shipment of coffee. He'll be here to sign off on it. It's all very legit.
How'd you know this?
I know.
I'll have at least 2 bodyguards.
No, the custom inspectors will be here so he can sign off on it in person. He can't risk having guards around.
I can do this.
Good. Then we're agreed. Sonny dies on Friday.
What do you think?
Claudia definitely ordered the hit on Sonny. She definitely hired Jerry and Devlin. But to me, it's clear that no one expected Michael to be in
that's
that
fine,
warehouse.
but he was. And when Ian took the shot, the bullet ricocheted, and it took a year of Michael's life because of Claudia.
Jason, you were right all along, and we can prove it. So now what?
I'm going to take care of Claudia. She'll pay for what she's done.
You're gonna have to tell Sonny first.
Sonny's got a lot going on right now.
You don't think he's gonna notice if Claudia just disappears? I understand why you don't want to say anything to Sonny. He's gotten a lot closer to Claudia than anyone has ever expected, and even with the evidence on these CDs, he still might order you to back off, and that puts you in an impossible position.
I'm going to have to think of something, because doing nothing is not an option.
Okay, well then why don't we look at it from Sonny's perspective for a second? When all this happened, Claudia had every reason to believe that Sonny was going to kill her brother. So Sonny just might say Claudia taking a hit out on him is just business.
Okay, but Michael getting shot wasn't just business. Claudia hired someone totally incompetent who fired with the child in the room.
I know, but Sonny just might say that it isn't Claudia's fault, that Ian made a terrible mistake, he paid for it with his life, and it's over.
No matter how much I hate Claudia or how much she deserves to pay, you're right. What happens to Claudia has to be Sonny's choice.
Okay, all right, so let's just keep on walking through this, all right? Sonny listens to the tapes. He agrees that Claudia is guilty, but it's just business, right? They make for a perfect pair. The marriage is good. Michael seems to like her. Claudia continues to guilt Sonny over Christina. It makes for a powerful combination, and we both know how Sonny thinks. He might just say that she has already been punished enough and chalk it up to a hit that went bad.
I don't really see that happening.
I don't know. Sonny is already carrying so much guilt, he might not be able to handle the guilt of Claudia's death on his conscience. What if he tells you to back off? Are you willing to let that go?
Sonny listens to this recording, and he tells me to do nothing. I hope it doesn't come to that.
Well, are you going to follow his order?
See, the problem is my connection to Michael is different than Sonny's. I took care of that kid from almost the day he was born. I would give my life for him.
Yeah, I
So
know
how
that.
can I let the woman who got him shot just go on like nothing happened?
Greetings, First Samantha, Stone Cold.
You came back for your computer.
That is correct.
You must have been pretty upset to leave it here.
Did Stone Cold find what he was so desperately seeking? Can you prove that Claudia is responsible for young Michael's shooting?
I'm sorry that I yelled at you.
I pressed my point too vehemently, so...
No, listen, I'm glad that you stood up to me. Because I trust you, I respect your judgment. So if you think that I'm doing something wrong, I want you to tell me that, okay?
Well, wrong in the world of Stone Cold is a very flexible concept. I'm humbled by my master's faith in me, and I stand ready to assist in any future searches.
You can't be anywhere near this now. We're not going to discuss it, so you need to just take your computer and stay away for a little while.
Understood. The Jekyll is assured that whatever happens in regards to Vixenella, Stone Cold will act with honor and fairness. In the vernacular, he will do the right thing.
Why didn't you say anything?
Because Spinelli talks too much. I mean, he doesn't mean to, but he does.
You're giving him deniability.
It's the best way to protect him. I just wish you didn't know so much about this either.
Oh, you don't have to worry about protecting me. You just need to protect yourself, Jason.
Barney, just get on it, okay? Thanks.
Hey, if anything happens to Claudia, you're going to be the prime suspect.
I'm not gonna get caught.
Claudia Zacchara can't just disappear. People are going to notice. It is risky, Jason.
Ma'am, and that's exactly why I want you to stay out of this.
Okay. All right, fine. I'm going to treat you like any other client, and I'm just going to let you take it from here. Jason, there's one more person that you've got to consider in all this. What are you going to do about Michael? Claudia made it her business to get close to Michael. If she turns up missing, he will know that you're responsible.
Well, as long as Michael doesn't hold himself responsible, that's all I care about.
Yeah, but how do you think he's going to react? He's going to think that it was revenge. There is no way around that.
Are you trying to talk me out of dealing with Claudia?